Joining us at this point live is Wing Commander Praful Bakshi, defense expert. We also have Major General P.K. Sehgal, defense analyst, joining us live. Let me also bring in Major Mohammed Ali Shah, defense analyst, who's also joining us at this point. Major Mohammed Ali Shah, where does this head next now? What next for this situation? Which way are we headed?
Uday, good question. Which way are we headed? How long will it last? I would say one thing. This too shall pass. And at the end of the day, no one is right, no one is wrong. Both have their own reasons. But at the end of the day, I slightly differ over here with my seniors. Slightly. Maybe I'm a youngster, so I would have a different take. I would say there's something in academies which is taught to us as tactical withdrawal. It is not a game of chess. Who's winning, who's losing, and who's getting losses and who's gaining. No. It's ultimately the world, humanity is losing. And at the end of the day, it is not that Russia is being pressurized. Well, you think these sanctions affect Russia at all? Be it air passage, be it trade routes, be it the visas, be it the monetary sanctions. They do not. Vladimir Putin has not acted in a haste. उसने जोश में काम नहीं करा है, उसने होश में काम करा है, and he's waited for this for years. So definitely these sanctions means nothing to Russia. Actually, you can put as much pressure you want. Yes, every pressure helps. But at the end of the day, first for two reasons, mainly, he made Russia so strong that, as Allama Iqbal once said, right? खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे बता तेरी रज़ा क्या है. So yes, he has made Russia so self-sufficient. Like we are on the way towards Atmanirbhar. We made a start. We have taken baby steps forward, and I'm sure we are going to be a superpower very soon. So, and second thing is, when you impose sanctions on Russia, who benefits? China. Who and China and America do not get along at all. So who's benefiting? China, because Russia opens its entire trading through China. It opens most of the sanctions, apart from the air routes, of course, which are physically on ground. But all the other sanctions, they open through China. So who benefits economically? Also China. The attention gets diverted from China towards the West. Now, what happens? The people who are in the arms business, who do not want a war to stop, those nations, the biggest manufacturers are Russia. Okay, if you think of it strategically, Uday, you know, the oil prices will go up. Russia is the third largest producer of oil in the world. Now, when the oil prices go up around the world, who benefits ultimately? If you think of it strategically, it's going to be Russia again. Who is going to be the gainer? So if you impose sanctions on Russia, Russia is a very, very well, cleverly thought of move by Russia. And let me tell you, Ukraine might have solidarity support, emotional support of the world, yes, but in physically on ground, when people are slowly, why are people trickling in now? Why are countries like Finland stepping in now? Why not on the first day of the war when it was happening? And why is Ukraine sending weapons to its own civilians and to criminals who they are releasing from the jail? If you know, I can imagine after 2 years of fighting war, when you are being defeated, I can imagine that. I can still I do not buy it, but still to some extent I will buy it. And I'm sure my seniors here would agree with me, sir. Sir, in academy, 3 years in NDA, 1 year in IMA, 4 years training with AK-47, weapon handling, kholna, jolna, safai, you actually learn. And when we were in insurgency area, sir, we had seniors like you who would always teach us, don't let your weapon go away from your sight and from your touch even for a single moment. So when we would have a bath, we would have a bath with a weapon, we would sleep with a weapon, we would eat with a weapon, and it became a part of our body. It is not an Amitabh Bachchan or Rajinikanth movie or a Clint Eastwood movie. You give a weapon and the civilians start fighting. It sounds very good in Hollywood movies, but on ground they would not be. So now, if you see tactfully also, militarily also, strategically also, if you plan it, the match of the Ukraine army is no match. It's no match compared to the Russian army. And it is not that Russia is under pressure. They would be under pressure, yes. But does it affect Russia? The golden question is that. Will Vladimir Putin actually come to those pressures? He would not. Will Zelensky come to those pressures? I will tell you why. Let me tell you, it's a very well thought of, and I have read about this. Zelensky, who was an actor, comedian, who came to power in March 2019. Now, he is not, what my reading is, he might say he's a man of principle, he'll stand by his principle, he will do anything, go to any extent to safeguard the sovereignty and integrity of his country. Well, these people, inka koi iman nahi hai ude. They want their own kursi, they want their own seat. So he would also, why was he aiming for NATO despite being warned so many times by Russia that please, this is the red line, do not indulge over here. But yet, he did not budge one bit. So most certainly, it's a power game over there. It is an ego game. And at the end of the day, who suffers? Common men. They will suffer. We are already seeing painful videos of women, children, and let me tell you, we are feeling sorry for people sitting in underground shelters. I think they are very lucky that they are at least well protected. The moment they head towards the western border or the eastern border trying to escape through Russia, yet because bomb पूछ के नहीं आता ना, गोला जब आएगा, it will not ask whether you are a student or you are an embassy official or you are a doctor. It will just come straight away. So it is a very precarious situation, and this must end as soon as possible. It is not a game of chess with the politicians over there or both of them. And the international community is only adding fuel to the fire by sending more support to Ukraine, by NATO supplying arms, and luckily so far they were all defensive equipment. They were all defensive weapons. AK-47, 9mm pistol, helmets, bulletproof weapons, paddings, such kind of things are defensive. Luckily they given them offensive weapons like which Russia has got, ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, air power, then tanks. Is there any comparison logically, common sense? I will not talk like a Fauji. I will talk like a common man so that everyone understands. A tank which is bomb proof, a tank which is bulletproof, so kuch bhi nahi hai usme, right? If a tank comes and if I am firing from my high-rise window, do I have any match to the tank? No, I do not have. And that too when I am not trained. All the tank has to do is just turn around, load the ammunition and fire on the high-rise building. Then what happens? When the civilians get involved, it will lead to war crimes. And war crimes is something unpardonable. It is inhuman. It is the most sad thing. It is most ridiculous. And let me tell you, I am not favoring Russia or Ukraine or against Russia or Ukraine. I am favoring humanity. I am favoring peace. I am against war. I am against bloodshed. I am against violence. This thing must end, and it will only end when, when Vladimir Zelensky goes with an ego issue that, oh, I am only going to a peace talk as a formality. There itself the negative mindset comes in.
Right. Right. Thanks to all of our guests who joined us over the last half an hour.